Hello, welcome to, I guess this is my first official EV 360 video. Essentially, these videos are me driving around in electric vehicles um, with a full 360-degree camera. If you have a smartphone right now, you can move your phone around to get different views. Or if you're on a desktop computer in like Chrome, you could just put your mouse on the video, click and hold, drag around, you can look around. This just give you an idea of what it's like to be inside in an electric vehicle. And this is my 2012 Nissan Leaf SL. I also don't have the ability to edit 360 video right now, so this is fully just straight off the cuff, no editing. I'm going to take it for a drive, basically your regular residential streets, then on a freeway, and then back. I'll try to keep it pretty short. So we're just going to turn it on. I've had this car for many years now, bought it new. Let's make sure this is muted. This is actually my wife's car. I have a 2012 Nissan, or a 2011 Chevy Volt. Let's turn that off. Here, let's just bring it up to the map. They changed quite a bit in this car when they went to the 2013 year. I only have two driving modes in here, Drive and Eco. I'll put it in both. I haven't actually done a review or a driving impression video of my Nissan Leaf. I just really haven't had the opportunity. I'll probably do a separate one of those, but we can consider this a little bit of a driving impressions. So, hard acceleration. Whoa, a little bit of tire squeal. Sorry. So the one thing I can say about this car is it's very peppy. You know, especially compared even to my Chevy Volt, it's just super responsive. Put it in eco mode for a bit. This is the SL version, so this has basically everything that was offered at the time. Confused bus driver is confused. I'm thinking for these videos I'm not going to do too much talking. You know, if you've watched my other videos I talk quite a bit. So please in the comments let me know if you would prefer me to just ramble on and on, or if you'd rather just sit back and watch this car drive. Front windows go all the way down. I think the rear ones don't. They almost go. Stop a little bit. Windows. This car has front and rear seat heaters and heated steering wheel as well. I'm just turning all of that off because I don't really need that right now. This is one of the first sunny days that we've had. not sure if you can see the dash. You probably can't right now, just based off the sunlight is hitting it. But the range on this car changes dramatically based on your current driving habits, if you have it in drive or go, if the heater's on or off. Actually, turn that off. You know, we automatically gain like 20 kilometers. That gives the car a bit of acceleration here. Short blast on the highway. I think, yeah, short one. So Nissan Leaf, one of the best. I think it is still the best-selling electric vehicle on the globe. Lots of reasons why that's the case. It's a good price point. It's a very simple car. It's super comfortable. You know, it's very reliable too. Very little to go wrong on it. Maintenance is low. It doesn't have, obviously, the range that a lot of people think that they need, but for most people, like if you're commuting, totally fine. It's perfect. This has a 24 kilowatt hour battery. Now, from my understanding, realistically, you only have access to about 20 kilowatt hours. Newer versions of the car have a 30 kilowatt hour option. And then this is 2017. We're supposed to get the new Nissan Leaf real soon, I think by 2018. And a lot of people are anticipating that's going to have like a 60 kilowatt hour battery, something to match the Bolt. Car's on 48,000 kilometers, and I'm still on the original set of tires. The first, for some reason, the tires that came with a lot of these earlier Leafs have really bad wear on the outside of them. They just disappear, and this car's no different. It's getting pretty slim. Not sure if it's just a smaller or cheaper compound that Nissan decided to use or what, but make sure you look at the tires if you want to buy one of these used. This was actually the car that convinced me that electric vehicles were the future and awesome and everything else that I've said about them. And I kind of wish I drove this car more. It gets driven Monday to Friday every week, so it gets lots of use. But it's just such a crazy driving experience. Drive, not eco. That's good. Let's see. Yield. No, we're good. You can do whatever speed you want, even in eco mode, but you just have to push harder down on the pedal. The car just becomes a lot less jumpy and responsive. So it's a little bit more bland to drive, but it's also, I don't know, maybe a little bit more relaxed or easier to modulate. Person's riding electric bike, I think. Glove box in this car down here is huge. A little storage here. It's not very, it's not large, but you can put a small Kleenex box. Cup holders on both doors. Cup holders here. There's like a 12-volt power here. Okay, let's take this way and we'll head back to starting point. Handling is actually pretty good. Oh. I shouldn't be doing that. Well, you have to have fun sometimes. That sign, that 5 is way bigger than this. I don't know if you're looking at the video and you have a look at the back. The seats are quite comfortable, but down here, you can see there's a little access panel in the middle. That's actually the main disconnect for the battery. The battery essentially is the entire floor of this car. So if they ever need to service it, they could actually drop that whole pack down really easy. The Leaf has no active cooling, or no liquid cooling, it's just air cooled. So like in the Volt, if they want to drop the battery, you have to drain all the coolant out of it, and I don't know, I would imagine it's kind of a nightmare to bleed it, whereas this is just dead simple. Disconnect that, take a few bolts out, and it's down. Everything's controlled by this tiny little puck here. There's, on the 2013 and newer, there's an additional button they added here for eco mode. What they had was on the newer models, which I could show you, I can make one. I have a friend who has a 2013 and a 2014 and a 2015. I'll pick one of those. Anyways, you go over and down for drive, over and down for eco on this car. On the new ones, it's over and down for drive, over and down for L mode or B mode, which is if you've driven like a Prius before or a Volt, or it's a higher regenerative braking mode. This 2010, 2011, 2012, that wasn't an option. And then over and up, reverse, you just hold it over neutral. But as a manual warning, you should never really have this car in neutral. What else? I'm not sure. You probably can't see it, but there's a little handle here. This is the it's electronic powered e-brake in the 2010, 2011, 2012. You need up to engage, down to disengage. The 2013 and newer, they just have like a little foot controlled, left foot controlled parking brake. I think it was just a lot cheaper to implement it that way. This car was also made in Japan. First 3 years were Japanese manufactured only. And if you look at like in 2013 or newer, it's funny, you can see just certain areas where they tried to cut costs to no real functional loss. It's just kind of crazy to see. Like even the little hangers that hold the deck cover over the trunk in this car, they're like bolted in, screwed in, so they're replaceable in this 2012. But in 2013, it's just molded into the plastic, so it brings your own look. We just went through a crazy, ridiculous winter in Victoria. Like usually we make fun of Canada because they get snow and cold and we don't, but this year was bad, and so our economy on this Leaf has actually suffered significantly. We're now averaging 5.2 kilometers a kilowatt hour, whereas we're normally like 6.4, 6.6. Also, I have winter tires, which I put on the car during that time. They are not high efficiency winter tires. They're just these crazy, sticky Pirelli winters. So when they're on, the wheels that they're mounted to and the tires are super heavy. They just, once again, destroy your economy. But I would imagine, by summer, we'll easily be over 6 kilometers kilowatt hour. There's also, once again, I'm not sure if you can see this, but there's 2 bars here going up. The ones on the left are basically your state of charge. The ones on the right are the state of the battery health. So from the factory, there's a total of 12 bars there. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I actually still have all 12 bars. I would think that most 2012s have probably lost 1 bar, and that signifies that the car has lost, I think it's 15% of its capacity. I'm sure this car has lost capacity from when we bought it. It just hasn't hit that 15% threshold. Let's give it one more jab. Oh, that's awesome. So that's kind of, we're basically back at my start point. Basically, I just have to take this camera in, process the video, and upload it. So thanks if you stuck through this whole thing. I hope that this is just something fun to watch or interesting, maybe a little bit educational. Look for a bunch more to come. I'm going to try to do this with every EV I can get my hands on. And check out my other videos as well. I have a bunch of like reviews and feedback about the market. And I have a blog, Dr. Watts on EV at blogspot.com. I think that's it. Okay. Turn everything off. We're here. See ya.